Hi, I'm Tom from LUTTAI, and in my opinion, this book, Earth4All, A Survival Guide for Humanity, is the most intelligent book that is currently available, or at least that I have read so far. Because from my point of view, we find true intelligence in actions that increase the well-being of humans or other sentient beings, without causing suffering to other sentient beings. The goal of true intelligence I see in the greatest possible well-being of all sentient beings. And according to this definition, a book, which may be called the most intelligent book, would have to contain ideas and advices which would enable the greatest possible well-being for the greatest possible number of living beings on our Earth when they are implemented. And I claim now that exactly this succeeded to the group of authors around the book Earth4All. At least I know no more intelligent book. I would like to give you now very briefly some central core statements of this book in the hope that you will read it and learn so much more than I can convey to you now here, and afterwards maybe even help to spread these ideas and let them become reality. And if you don't find any of these proposed ideas useful, I'm eager to hear about them in the comments, because I firmly believe that no one of us knows the absolute truth and that we should find the most sensible solution in common conversation and discourses and always critically question them. I will now briefly tell you what the goal of this book is, how they proceeded to find answers, then what answers and measures were found or proposed, and then how you can help to support these efforts, even if you do not hold a political position, which would certainly be useful. I will show some pictures and screenshots from the Earth4All homepage or from online Earth4All papers. You will find the sources in the description below. The pictures usually have a bit much text on them, and I don't mean that you can read all this while I'm talking, but feel free to make breaks in the video. In the end, I hope you will read the book completely, which is so much more detailed and better than what I'm going to touch on in this video. The book is currently available in English, German, Italian and Japanese. So what is the goal of this book and who wrote it? Earth4All is an international initiative exploring how to achieve well-being for all within planetary boundaries in this century. A leading group of scientists and economists from around the world called the Transformational Economics Commission discuss possible ways and use a powerful state-of-the-art computer model to explore policies that most benefit the majority of people and present 5 extraordinary solutions to achieve well-being for all within planetary boundaries in a single generation. In addition, Earth4All seeks to chart a path to reboot our global economic system so that it contributes to the well-being of as many people and the planet as possible, not just a small number of people as it is currently the case. For example, currently almost half of the world's population, almost 4 billion people, have to get by on less than $4 a day, and our planet and its other inhabitants besides humans are experiencing massive overexploitation and destruction of their habitat. So what was found out? Several scenarios were tested, including the too little too late scenario, which assumes we continue as we are. This scenario shows, among other things, that the average index of well-being will fall relatively strongly in the coming years, that inequality will increase and global warming will rise sharply. Unfortunately, no pleasant findings. In the giant leap scenario, they examined how development could proceed if we were to make extraordinary decisions and set in motion to 5 levers proposed below, together with the transformation of our economic model. Among other things, this model happily shows that average well-being could rise strongly, that global warming will be less, that inequality can be reduced, and that significantly sooner the majority of people could be lifted out of poverty. To achieve this, they propose extraordinary turnarounds in 5 key areas. These are the areas of ending poverty, eliminating glaring inequality, empowering women, building a food system that is healthy for people and ecosystems, and transitioning to the use of clean energy. In addition, they consider a transformation of our economic system as indispensable. The goal is to get away from a view limited to pure economic growth to a focus on growth of the well-being of us humans and other sentient beings. There are already several proposals for this, which you can see here in this picture. The Earth4All project takes elements of these concepts and integrates them into a comprehensive framework for a well-being economy. Linked to the transformation of our economic model, as I said, major turnarounds must be made in the 5 areas mentioned, and they must be made immediately. To reduce poverty, Earth4All wants to see an economic growth in low-income countries of at least 5% per year until a minimum annual income of $15,000 per person is achieved. To achieve this, the International Monetary Fund must be given the ability to provide poor countries with more than $1 trillion per year for investment in green jobs through so-called special drawing rights. In addition, high-income countries must cancel all debts of low-income countries. Also, emerging industries in low-income countries should be protected and barriers to technology transfers, including intellectual property restrictions, should be removed. To reduce inequality, all countries should progressively tax the 10% richest so that they receive a maximum of 30% of national income by 2030. In addition, it is proposed that governments introduce citizens' funds to give all citizens their fair share of the nation's wealth and global commons through fee and dividend models. Another goal is full gender equality in terms of agency, rights, resources and power in both law and employment. To achieve this, all governments should increase support for the education of girls and women, ensure that women are also equally represented in leadership positions, and ensure that all governments establish adequate pension systems. The goal of food system transformation aims to build a regenerative, sustainable food system that works within planetary boundaries for all. To achieve this goal, legal interventions must be erected to reduce food waste. Economic incentives for regenerative agriculture and sustainable intensification must be strengthened, and healthier diets that respect planetary boundaries must be promoted. And as a 5th point, they set the goal of living in a net zero emission society by 2050. To achieve this goal, we need to phase out fossil fuels as quickly as possible and at the same time promote the development of renewable energies. What can be electrified must be electrified, and energy consumption must be reduced. Earth4All also notes that all of these measures seem almost daunting, and yet they say it is possible. There is enough knowledge, money and technology to make these turnarounds happen. But it is only possible if governments work together as united as possible in this direction, supported by their citizens, in other words, by us. And fortunately, they seem to have this support more and more. As I said, these proposals seem to me to be very well thought out, broadly supported and extremely effective. However, I myself am not an expert in this field, and I would be interested to know what you think. I think it is obvious that in the current system, far too many people and also other animals live on the downside, and we need to change something, even if by pure chance we ourselves may live on the sunny side. At least I feel that way. I would be happy if you write your thoughts below in the comments, so that others can also see them and benefit from them. And there is certainly not only one right way on which we can create improvement, but I think that these persons here clearly understand more than me and most of us about this matter, and we should support their suggestions. If you share this view and would like to help implement these measures, Earth4All asks us to post our visions of a better world under the hashtag #MyUpgradedWorld and Earth4All and support the movement. You can find the link to the call for this from below in the description. From my point of view, this is a small contribution which does not cost each of us much time. But if enough people do this, it can create a movement that will hopefully encourage politicians and more influential people to push these measures more in their country or organization. Or you buy the book and give it away, of course, after you have read it yourself and found it good. There are also many free publications and summaries available on the homepage. Or what do you think of how we can help? Please let me know down in the comments. And so I hope that this video brought you something, that you are interested now to read this fantastic book, in my opinion. If you want, you can also subscribe to this channel if you want to join me on my journey of discovery to answer the question what it could mean to act well towards oneself, well towards all fellow humans, and well towards nature and all other sentient beings. This in the hope to create a truly intelligent world. In this spirit, let us try to create a better world. Let us try to act intelligently. Thank you.